Hey friends, this is me Abhinas, and today we'll be solving a very interesting question. So the question is basically to find out a peak element from a given array of integers. All right, so you might be wondering what is a peak element, right? I know. So let's quickly look into the term that is the peak element, right? So let us say that we have an array of integers that is a, okay, small a, and it has some integers. Let us say, let's denote it by a of I, where I is the index which varies from 0 to n, okay, 0 to n minus 1, I'm sorry, and where n is basically the size of the entire array. Okay, cool. So in order to become a peak element, a of I needs to a of I needs to follow some basic rules. Okay, so what are the rules? So now let's look into the rules. So the rule number one says that a of I should be greater than or equal to then its left neighbor as well as the right neighbor. Okay, so this is the left neighbor, that is a of I minus 1, and this is the right neighbor, that is a of I plus 1. All right, so what it says basically, let us say the elements, let us consider the array that is like 1, 2 and 1. So in this array, guys, you can see that if I'll consider 2, then 2 is basically greater than or equal to 1, which is the left neighbor, as well as 2 is also greater than or equal to 1, which is the right neighbor. Okay, or you can consider it 3 and this is 2. Okay, it is also fine. Okay, so basically this is what it means, and I hope it is pretty much clear to you. Now let's look into the second example, second case, I would say. So the second case is saying that a of I should be greater than or equal to a of I plus 1. That means the right element, right neighbor. Okay, and when that should be when that should be considered, when I is basically 0. So that means, let me tell you that let us say the array is like this. Okay, let us say the array is like this. Okay, so in this array, tell me which are the peak element. So can one be a peak element? No. Why? Because one is not bigger than its right neighbor, as well as the same condition basically it holds for its left neighbor as well, right? So similarly, if I would consider 2, then obviously it is not. Why? Because 2 is obviously bigger than its left neighbor, but it is not bigger than its right neighbor. Similarly, if I would consider 3, but 3 is basically satisfying the condition for the peak element. Why? Because 3 does not have any right neighbor, right? Because it has only left neighbor. So in that case, 3, the value of 3 needs to be checked with only its one neighbor, whichever it is, existing, whichever is existing. So in this case, only 2 is existing, right? So this is what it means. This is basically the third case I just have explained right here, because this is the last index. But what about the first index? The same condition holds, right? So let us say I'm considering the and see, and this is the peak element, right? This is the peak element. Okay, I'm sorry, and this is the peak element. Cool. Now, if I would consider the element which is present actually, which is present at the index 0, that is also bigger than the element right to it. Okay, the element present right to it. So that is the right neighbor, if I would say. So in this case, 5 is also a peak element. Are you getting me? Okay, so this is one of the peak element and this is one of the peak element. Okay, cool. So if you have any doubt till this point, you are completely free to ask me any such doubt regarding this in the comment section. I would happy to answer you. Okay, cool. So let's look into some examples for more detail. Let me quickly remove all these things. Okay. So now let's look this particular example I have written for you. Okay. So now in this array, tell me which are the peak elements. So if I would consider one as become, because this is actually present at the 0th index, so that means it does not have any left neighbor, right? Which I've already explained to you in the case number 2. but it has a right neighbor, right? So in this case, 1 is not bigger than 2. So that is why it cannot be a peak element, no chance. Now let's come to index number 1. So right here, as you can see, 2 is basically greater than 1. Okay, so it satisfies for one side. Now let's see for the other side. So 2 is also bigger than 2. No, wait, 2 is not bigger than 2, but it is equal to its right side. Yeah, and the condition is basically saying that it should be greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to both of its side, right? So I hope it is pretty much clear. So 2 is one of the answer. Okay. Similarly, if I would consider this particular 2, then it is obviously big, bigger than or equal to its left neighbor, but it is smaller than 2, right? And so it is not possible. Similarly, it is possible because it is the rightmost element. So it is does not having any right neighbor, but it has a left neighbor right here, and it is also bigger than its left neighbor. So in this case, 3 is also a answer. So we need to return 2 or 3. Okay. So it doesn't matter what we return, but we can return any one of it. Okay. I hope it is pretty much clear to you now. Now we will try to code it out, or we will try to even optimize it further. But let's look in before it. I would like you to look into another example quickly. Now let us say that this is the array that we are having. Now tell me which one is the peak element right here. So as you can see that all the elements are equal. Okay, all the elements are equal. And can I say that all of them are the peak elements? Yeah, I can say that. Why? If because you know that if I would find out the maximum element of an array, then that particular maximum element is also a peak element, isn't it? Why? Because which element I call a maximum element. So the maximum element is that element which is basically greater than or equal to its right element, and also greater than or equal to its left element, right? So this is the element I call a maximum element, isn't it? So in this case, which one is the maximum element? 2 itself, right? And all the, the entire array is filled with 2. So obviously, any one of them I can return, right? So I hope you are getting me. So basically now let's, try to figure it out that how to actually solve it, right? So one of the quickest approaches that we can, we can start loop from left to right or right to left, doesn't really matter. But for your convenience, or let's start the loop from 0 to n minus 1. So now let us say I'm right here at 1 position 0, and I see that it does not have any left neighbor, but it has a right neighbor. So is it bigger than its right neighbor? Obviously not. So I came to here, right? I'm sorry. Okay, let us say I came to here, and I see that it has a left neighbor as well as a right neighbor, and it's satisfying the condition. So here only I will break the loop and I'll simply go on and return 2. Okay, fine. So similarly, let us say the array 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so in this case, which one is the peak element? So the peak element is basically 5, isn't it? So to find out 5, if I am actually if actually I'm going through left to right, going from left to right, then I end up with this particular, end up with finding the peak element right here, okay, at position n minus 1. So what is the time complexity? I find the peak element from, by traversing from left to right. So that is basically order of n, which one is the worst in worst case, right? But now I want you to look. Let us say I started my journey from right to left instead of left to right. So in this case, how much time do I require? I require only constant time, because in the first case only I just have found out my peak element, right? But that doesn't make any sense really, right? Because if I will just reverse this particular array and I'll give to you, then obviously if you will start your journey from right to left, you will have to traverse the entire array to find out 5 right here, isn't it? So obviously in most case it is order of n in time complexity, and this is the time complexity. and order of 1 is the space complexity. So I hope it is pretty much clear, and this is one of the worst solution. Okay, so I hope it is pretty much clear to you. And now let's look into the constraint. That the constraint is basically 1 to 10 raised to 5. So 10 raised to 5 is perfectly fine for order of n solution, but we can do better. Okay, we should convince the interviewer with a better approach. Okay, now let's look into some better approach, how we can solve this particular question with some better approach. Okay, so all right, so now let's say the same array we are having. Okay, let us now imagine the same array, and please please be focused that what I'm actually saying, what I'm trying to convey, so that it would be very very easier for you to understand. Let us say that I'm right here. Okay, I'm running my algorithm, some random algorithm. I'll be telling you that what actually the algorithm is. And okay, let us say that after some time, or any point of time, I'm right here. Okay, so right here I see that, okay, I have a left neighbor as well as a right neighbor. Okay, so when I see that I have a left neighbor, what I have to do, I have to check that if I am actually the peak element or not. Okay, so I'll check. When I check, 3 is basically bigger than 2. Okay, so it is one of the positive sign, but is it also bigger than its right neighbor? So it is not. Okay, so as you can see, there are two segments right here. Okay, to decide where my peak element can be found out. Okay, so one of the choices that I can search in this particular segment. Okay, another possibility is that I can search in this particular segment. Okay, so now tell me what could be your move in this particular point. So the point for which I want to make to you is, in this particular array we have to traverse the entire. Actually, I'm explaining the previous approach that I have already told you. In the previous approach, actually we have to traverse the entire array to find out the peak element, right? But actually in this particular solution, the current one, uh, we do not have to check the entire array for a peak, for finding out the peak element, right? We have to find out some you know some pattern where the peak element can be found out, right? Because the array can have multiple peak element, but we are interested in finding out only one, right? So now let's look into the pattern. Okay, so now let us say that we are right here and we see that 3 is basically bigger than 2, but 3 is lesser than 4. Okay, this kind of pattern is basically formed right here. Now tell me, is it valuable if I can choose this particular segment uh, you know to find out the peak element? No, obviously not. Now let me tell you why. So basically an element is a peak element which is basically, uh, if that does not have any left or right neighbor, that is different matter. But right here, as you can see, the element is a peak element which is basically bigger than both its left neighbor as well as its right neighbor. But now look into this particular element. This particular element is already lesser than its right neighbor, right? So it does not matter that whether it is bigger than its left neighbor or not. It is already lesser than its right neighbor, so it cannot be a peak element, right? It is failed. Now this particular possibility is giving me a negative sign that this particular segment may not have a possibility of I may not find a possibility of getting a peak element in this particular segment. Okay, so this is the point I want to make to you. But if you will see this particular segment instead or otherwise, you can see that if let's consider this particular element. So this particular element is already bigger than its left neighbor. Okay, so there is a chance that it may be bigger than its right neighbor as well, right? But this is not the case right here. But you can see there is a, there is a peak element right here in this segment. Okay, now let us forget this particular example, because it is clearly visible. Okay, this the point of making, uh, point of creating this algorithm. Now let's look into some messy array to figure it out, is this algorithm really works or not. Now let's say, okay, let's say 2 5, okay, 3 2 and 9. All right, cool, perfect. Now as you can see, okay, just remove this line. Now let us see that, let us say that I'm right here. It's okay, this is already a peak element. Now let us say that I'm right here. Perfect. Let us say that I'm right here. Okay, I'm just running my algorithm and I'm right here at some point of time, and I see that I am actually left out. I'm actually smaller than my left neighbor as well as my right neighbor. So which side I should decide to go to? So now let us say, actually in my previous example, actually we have only one choice, right? Because uh, you know I was only lesser than one of my neighbor, and I had chosen the person which was bigger than me. So in this case, both of the segments are basically bigger than me, and you can clearly see that in both of the segment I have a peak element existing. One of the peak element is this, other one is this, right? So this is one of the positive point, right? So if I would move to either one, if I would search in either segment, I can find a peak element very easily, isn't it? But let's look into some different example where the idea may fail. Okay, so now let's look into some different example. Let us say I am right here at 3. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much cool. So right here it is basically bigger than 2, but it is basically smaller than 5, right? So basically in this case I have only two segment to decide that which side I may go. So if I say that if I will move to 2, I'm wrong, right? Because there is a 9 which is also a peak element. Okay, but this is not guaranteed. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Now let us say that this would be 1. If this would be 1, obviously the if I would have chosen this particular site to for finding out the peak element, then I would be wrong, right? Because this is 1, this is no more 9. But in this case, obviously it has a peak element, but it is not guaranteed. But this site always going to have a peak element. This is guaranteed, right? So obviously this is bigger than, this is actually bigger than its right neighbor, also its left neighbor, right? So this is basically guaranteed to have a peak element in this particular segment, where I see that my current, whatever my value is, if I am basically smaller than one of the neighbor, then let's go to that particular site, because this side looks more promising to me. You know, uh, this doesn't make any sense to move this particular segment to look for the peak element, right? Okay, I hope it is pretty much clear. We will be going to write a binary search algorithm to solve this particular problem. So cool. So now I hope it is pretty much clear, and if you still have any such doubt, guys, you can simply go on and ask me in the comment section. Okay, so perfect. So basically I'll be going to write a recursive solution of a binary search, typical binary search problem. So for that we might have a you might need to write a base condition, right? But I can assure you that they are always, we will be having a peak element that is pretty obvious. Okay, why that is so? So now let us say that which kind of conditions that we may have. One of the condition is that we may be having an array that is already sorted in increasing order. So this is one of the condition. I'm sorry, So this is one of the condition, right? So in this condition also we have a peak element which is basically present at the right. Similar case, if we have an array which is basically sorted in descending order. So in this case also, guys, we have the peak element present at the first index. Similarly, if we have a random number, okay, random array, what I'm saying is, then also we have a peak element which is the maximum, which one of the peak element is the maximum element right here. So there always be a peak element in the array. So that is where we do not have to handle any such base condition, you know. So this is what I want to make to you. Pretty cool. So now let us say get peak. Okay, so this function will return the peak element, whatever the peak element could be. Perfect. So this is the lower bound, and the upper bound is nothing but a dot size minus 1. Perfect. Now let me quickly fill the, quickly write the function with all its arguments. Array, and this is basically the, I'm sorry, this is low and this is high. Perfect. So basically, guys, I have to find out the middle element first, and the middle element has been found out. Now there are three possibilities, as I have already mentioned right here. As you can see, this is the first case, this is the second case, and this is the third case. I have to separately mention all these three cases right here, and I hope these cases are very, very perfectly clear to you. Now, as you can see in this particular case, why I have mentioned that I should be basically greater than I. Now look into this particular example, it will be pretty much clear. Actually, in this particular example, the constraint means that I am only pointing to this much segment, and I'm leaving this segment and this element. Okay, I am only considering this particular segment in this particular case. Why? Now let us say that I am right here, and right here it is pretty much guaranteed that it has a left neighbor as well as the right neighbor, isn't it? Similarly, right here it is pretty much guaranteed as well, right? But if I would be right here, then we do not have a left neighbor, okay, but we have right neighbor. So these two cases are handled separately, where I is basically 0 or I is basically the last one. Are you getting me? So this is why I have written it separately, and we have to handle it and separately. Okay, so now let us say that we have the case 1, where the I is basically from 1 to n minus 2. Okay, so for that, what we have to do is, if arrays mid is lesser than arrays mid plus 1, and arrays mid is greater than arrays mid minus 1, and see, actually, to handle all these cases, mid should be from 1 to n minus 2. Okay, this is I think this is pretty much clear to you. So the mid minus 1 that I'm talking about, that should be array dot size, that should be lesser than array dot size. Okay, mid plus 1, actually I'm writing mid plus 1 is basically lesser than array dot size. Then only I can find out this particular value. Otherwise it may throw me some exception, because I would be in that case accessing the element which is basically out of boundary, or that may be not existing, right? And similarly it should be also greater than equal to 0. Okay, so I hope you are getting the point that I wanted to make to you. And let us say, yeah, perfect, cool. So now let's handle the second case basically. So what is the second case? Obviously the second case is when the element is basically right here at 0th index. Okay, so basically what I'm saying that if arrays mid is in that case, if the element is basically at 0th index, if that is basically greater than arrays mid plus 1, right? Because we do not have a left neighbor in that case, so we have a right neighbor, which is basically uh, mid plus 1th element. So in this case, we have to verify that mid plus 1 is lesser than array dot size, right? Perfect. Okay, cool. So this is one, this is the another case, and the third case is nothing but if the array's mid is lesser than, okay, I'm sorry, I have to write it in this way that it must be greater than or equal to, right? I just have written the greater than sign, but okay, here I have written pretty good. Perfect. So it should be greater than or equal to the mid minus one value. Okay, perfect. Now mid minus one should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So guys, I hope you uh, enjoyed it. All these three cases. Okay. Now tell me if any one of the case is true, then what I have to return. Okay. If any one of these three cases is true, then what I have to return? So what I have to return is, now see, actually which particular element I was comparing with its neighbor. I was, only checking the middle element. I mean, whatever segment I'm currently looking into. So in that particular segment, I am only checking the middle element should be greater than or equal to its left or right, or if it does not have any left, so is it bigger than its right? And if it does not have any right, so is it bigger than its left? I'm only considering the middle element. I'm only checking the middle element. So in that case, I have to return the middle element itself. Okay, I hope it is pretty much fine to you. And let us say, as I have already told you, that which side could be and any of the side whatever middle element I am currently referring to. Let us say that is basically bigger than its one of the neighbor, but it is smaller than one of the neighbor. Okay, so in that, as I have already told you in the example, so in that case we have to consider the segment which is basically uh, the which is basically bigger than my middle element. Okay, so how can I check that? So I can check that by comparing if the array's middle element is basically lesser than any one of, let's consider mid minus 1. Okay, you may consider mid plus 1, but I'm just considering mid minus 1. So in order to check it, I need to verify whether mid minus 1 is basically bigger than or equal to 0. I mean, that should be at least 0th index. Okay, because if it would be mid is, let's say mid is 0, right? So 0 minus 1 is negative 1, and negative 1 index does not exist. So for that, I have to check it. And if this is the case, I have to consider the the, I would say, the, if this is basically lesser than its left, then I have to obviously consider the left part. Okay, left segment. So how can I check that? I can simply check that by applying low and mid minus 1. Perfect. I hope it is pretty much fine to you. Okay, now let us say right here I'm currently 8. So in this case, I have to consider from middle plus 1 to high. Okay, are you getting me? So guys, this is the solution, and I hope you have no doubt till this particular point. So now let's test it out whether it is actually working or not. Okay, so all right, I found the issue. The issue is that I have written a wrong statement right here, wrong comparison right here. The middle element must be bigger than its both of its side, right? And I have told you, but I have written it wrongly, but that doesn't make any, you know. Okay, so it is perfect. It is also perfect. It is basically bigger than its right neighbor as well as its left neighbor. Perfect. Now the middle element is basically bigger than its right neighbor, but when? So when meet is basically 0. Okay, I mean when I'm actually referring to that particular element which is basically present at the 0th index, and okay, it is also wrong statement. Perfect. So when mid element is basically bigger than its left element or left neighbor, so that particular thing should be happened when I am actually referring the middle as the last element. Okay, so actually these are some things, but I have clearly written all these things right here. Okay, so you can it is obviously no problem. Perfect, so it is all fine. Yeah, it is all fine. And when the middle minus 1 is greater than g equal to 0, it is basically lesser than its left element, so I need to move to that particular part. Otherwise I have to move to the other particular other segment. Okay, so now let's check it out. It should work now. Yeah, it is correct. Now let's submit it to see whether it is actually working or not. Okay, perfect. It got worked, it got submitted, so full mark. Perfect. So basically, I hope it is pretty much clear to you that what, how actually I end up with this particular solution. And now tell me, what is the time complexity of this particular solution? So as you can see, guys, that I'm sorry, just a second. Yeah. So as you can see, let us say we have some element that is a of I plus 1, okay, and a of I plus 2, and so on and so forth. I'm sorry, we have actually many elements in this particular array. Okay, now let us say there are n elements. Okay, so I'm right here, and I have to decide. I have two choices. Either I can move to left or I can move to right. So now let us say I just have chosen the right particular right segment to move on. So when I have chosen the right segment to move on, I have to discard all its left part. Okay. So this is now of no use. Okay. I just have to discard this, and I have to concentrate on this particular segment. Now right here as well, when I choose a element, I have again two choices, either the left part or the right part. And similarly, I'll go on until I find my peak element, isn't it? So as in every step, I have to leave a side. So that basically leads to, basically I have to, just find out the middle elements. So let us say the size is basically n. So each time I'm actually dividing this particular segment by 2. So that means n by 2, again divided by 2, again divided by 2. So that means I'm actually ending up the solution like n by 2, n by 4, okay, and n by 8, and so on and so forth up to I find the peak element. So this particular solution is having the time complexity of order of n base 2. Why base 2? Because in each in each iteration I have to divide the segment by 2, and I have to jump to one of the segments. Correct? So I think it is pretty much clear, and you are so much, you may be so much impressed by the solution, because the solution is now reduced from order of n to order of log n. Okay, base 2. Okay, I hope it is pretty much clear. So please, please comment below what your thought is, and if you have any other solution in your mind, then please do share, and please share this video, share this solution to your friends, colleagues, so that anyone who are in need may get the help. It may be it may benefit somebody. Okay, so thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. Thank you so much.